Welcome to Game Time. Chris Miles here with Sam Mitchell, Ryan McDonough, Steve Smith. The Toronto Raptors found themselves down 2-1 heading into Sunday, mainly because they had issues playing well when Kawhi Leonard took a seat on the bench. Raptors with a plus 14 with Kawhi on the court and a minus 6 with him off. That was just one of many factors deciding Sunday's outcome. Pascal Siakam, the second leading scorer for the Raptors, was a game-time decision. Joel Embiid reportedly needed an IV at 6 a.m. to battle an illness. Kyle Lowry, he came out, Ryan, set the tone, sparked a 13-0 Toronto run.
Lowry was terrific, Chris. He scored 14 points, had 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. But more importantly, he set the tone by setting screens, by getting on the floor for loose balls, and taking charges, all things that Kyle Lowry typically does to help the Raptors win.
Sam, we were told that Joel Embiid was not 100%. In that second quarter, he was 100% on defense, blocking some key shots. Serge Ibaka getting denied there.
Yeah, Joel was a rim protector today, man. He had some good stops, walled up, was blocking shots without foul, and then that pass right there to Simmons for the easy dunk. I mean, when he gets it going on both ends, he's just tough. Right there again, Joel Embiid covering a lot of ground, stopped the ball, and then recovered to take away the dunk.
His dad was happy. 7 assists as well for Joel Embiid, but Kawhi Leonard making it look too easy. 17 and a half.
How special has he been? I mean, you're a go-to guy, and to be able to average this many points but shooting the basketball at an unbelievable percentage. He was 13 of 20 tonight, 8 for 12. He had 39 big ones.
Pascal Siakam, remember he was the game-time decision. 2 for 10 from the field, but an easy deuce there. And it's Philadelphia taking the lead. Joel Embiid only made 2 shots. That one, a very pretty one. In Philadelphia, up by 4. But then Kawhi Leonard, 5 for 7 from three-point range. The evolution is there, Sam.
Yeah, he's just playing right now in a comfort zone, and I don't know what Philly's going to do to get him out of that comfort zone, but they're going to have to do something fast by Game 5.
And maybe do something to stop Jimmy Butler off the glass. He wanted to foul too, Smitty. Didn't get it. 29 points, 11 rebounds for Butler. And Marc Gasol, Sam, this is a guy you wanted them to get involved, and you got what you wished for.
Well, 3-4 years ago, Marc Gasol was considered the best all-around center in all of basketball. He's skilled. You can run your offense to him, and it allows Kawhi Leonard to get a break. And Gasol came up big today for the Raptors.
J.J. Redick. Those 2 J's stand for what, Smitty?
Just jumpers. Knock him down, and there's Kawhi Leonard. If you don't come out, head, double, trap, make him uncomfortable, he's going to knock down shots. He showed you this in his series. That's why he's averaging 38 plus.
Jurassic Park, they forgot that was a road game. They came out to support in Toronto. Game 5 will be Kawhi Leonard now with 6 30-point games this postseason. He had just 7 in his 87 playoff games coming into this year. Smitty, it's hard to say a finals MVP is having a breakout playoffs, but it sure feels as if Kawhi Leonard is taking his game to an even higher level now.
Yeah, when you see 35 and 50s and 60s from field goal percentage and also a high 80s shooting, and then also what he does on the defensive end, we didn't have those stats up. And the way he's scoring, these are not some kick-out shots. This guy is manufacturing points through double teams, in the paint, against some big defenders, Sam. Some guys with some length, some guys with some size, and a shot blocker back there, and he's still making it look easy.
You mentioned that shot blocker. Joel Embiid took just 7 shots, scored a playoff career low 11 points, Sam. Those 33 points in Game 3 now starting to look more like an outlier as opposed to what we're used to seeing from Joel Embiid.
Well, he didn't look himself, but again, when Joel Embiid is on the floor, man, he's the best center in all of basketball. He played 35 minutes, and look, I understand he may have been a little bit under the weather, but everybody at this point in the season has something going on with him. And Jimmy Butler said it best. If you're going to play 35 minutes and you're only going to take 7 shots, go 2 for 20. We as players and coaches, we can live with our best player having a bad game offensively. But what's tough to swallow is him not even giving himself a chance. You got to give yourself a chance. I can go home and sleep him going 2 for 20. But 2 for 7 bothers me because he didn't give himself a chance. And 7 shots is just not enough for a guy, Joel Embiid talent.
Well, maybe we have to give some credit to the Toronto Raptors and their defense. Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka were +7 in 23 minutes in Game 4. They played a total of 34 regular season minutes together. How much did this adjustment pay off for Nick Nurse?
Yeah, we gave Joel Embiid a lot of credit for guarding Marc Gasol in Game 3, and Joel Embiid dominated. He had 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks in that game. But when you look at the head-to-head matchups between Embiid and Gasol, other than Game 3 the other night, Gasol has won those matchups, and his teams have usually won those games. So Marc was great again tonight. He contributed offensively as well, which Toronto needed to get the win, but he was good on the defensive end, limiting Embiid to just the 2 baskets, 1 layup and 1 dunk that we saw in the highlights.
So it's been a consistent game of chess in this series. Philadelphia won games 2 and 3 from the moves they made, and now it's Nick Nurse with this move with Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka. What do you anticipate for Game 5 as being a difference that Philadelphia can
keep it simple. Get Joel Embiid on the block, whether they have 2 bigs or not. Let him play through him. Let him be the guy to take you home. And then after that, some of those guys got to do a better job defensively, and they got to find a better scheme to kind of disrupt Kawhi Leonard. Sam has said it. He's out there having a stress-free 38 points. And I think the one thing is you're going to have to make him work, whether you want to double-team him, whether you want to take the ball out of his hand, and make him find some other people.
Normally in the playoffs, guys' shooting percentage come down, right? His shooting percentage has went not just up, but way up to levels for the playoffs I've never seen before. Those are preseason numbers when guys are just trying to get in shape and not playing hard. He is just playing at a comfort level that I've never seen before at this stage of the season, especially in the second round of the playoffs. A guy shooting over 60%, it's just unheard of. So, again, Philly's got to do something to take him out this comfort zone, because if not, they got 2 more games.
Yeah, and for Philadelphia, they can't have 5 guys on their roster, including James Ennis, take more shots than Joel Embiid. Tuesday night, let's be prepared for that. TNT, 8 o'clock start. Philadelphia and Toronto, that one back north of the border. When we come back, 45 minutes or more, Rodney Hood scored 7 of the last 9 points, and Nikola Jokic played 65 minutes. So the question coming into Game 4, what should we expect from him, this young rising star? Oh, I think that question was answered loud and clear. Jamal Murray also played 55 minutes. He was out here playing horse in the first minute of the game. You get a letter there, Smitty?
Yeah, you do. A nice little H.
You take that H and move on. And if this was a slam dunk contest in game, level of difficulty, giving that a 9, Sam. That's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he did it over the big fella right there. That's what you love about it.
Speaking of the big fella, Steph Nurkic, he's been injured this playoff run. The crowd showing him some love. His team stepping up.
Damian Lillard with a steal there, getting out in transition and getting an easy bucket for the Trailblazers.
Then Al-Farouq Aminu finishing strong at the basket. Damian Lillard, 28 points, 7 assists, the 3 and the free there. Portland takes the lead. Second quarter.
Okay, Seth. That's
Curry.
Curry side.
Give him the roll hook, not the 3, the little roll hook in the paint, running plays for him. No conscience, he's letting it go.
He scored 12 points in the first 3 games of this series. He had 14 points in his second quarter, and this to end the half with 16, and the Blazers take a 6-point blazing lead. But Denver, they're resilient. Third quarter, Sam, 21-9 run.
That's that man, the Joker. Look at that little easy DHO handoff to Jamal Murray for the easy shot. And then right here, Paul Millsap coming off another DHO, get his feet set for a 3. And then the Jokic, the Joker putting it on the floor for the running sky hook over the left shoulder.
21 points, 10 rebounds for Paul Millsap. Shouldn't be overlooked. Denver outscored Portland 27-14 in the third, but it's the fourth quarter. Welcome to the C.J. McCollum, Damian Lillard show.
Well, there's CJ. You don't need a lot of pick and rolls. He has the ability to create his own space and knock down shots, and a lot of contested shots. And there's Jamal Murray. How big has he been in this series?
Game high 34 points following his 34 points in Game 3. But Dame, they call him Logo Lillard, that shot pretty deep. Denver ahead by 5, 4 minutes to go. Lillard, again, not getting this one to go, but Aminu there on the finish.
Good job by Aminu. He had 19 points, huge points from that starting lineup, but too much of the Joker. Kicks it out to Will Barton, who knocked down some key threes in that second half for the Nuggets.
Jokic was 4 assists away from a triple-double late in the fourth quarter. Got them all, Sam. making the big plays. This one probably the best one to get.
Yeah, and the
Harris.
thing I love about this play right here, he throws Harris open. Harris initially is not open on the cut, but because Steph Curry had his head turned, he led him to the basket. Perfect, great pass, easy layup for an and one.
Sounds like you're talking about a quarterback, but you're talking about a center in Nikola Jokic. After the game, 3D caught up with your leading scorer in this game, Jamal Murray.
Playoffs is going to be competitive. It's not always going to go your way. And the good thing for us is that we won a game on their court. So it's not like we lost both there. They came here and won one, and we going back facing elimination. So I think we're in a good space, 2-2. We know we're capable of winning on their floor, and that's what we got to go get done. So obviously it's disappointing, like you said. You don't want to, let an opportunity like this slip, but it happens. And it's playoff basketball, and we got to, move forward.
And certainly the Nuggets moving forward when Jamal Murray plays at the top of his game. Those 34 points now, has 68 in his last 2 games. To play in those 55 minutes of Game 3, certainly another incredible performance. Remember, he Game 7 the San Antonio Spurs, Smitty. Are we seeing the emergence of a guy that the Denver Nuggets can trust in clutch situations?
I think so. And we talk about regular season, but now we're seeing a guy that can trust in playoffs. In the last 2 games, you talk about the 68 points, but I'm looking at the turnovers for a guy who's not I would say, conventional point guard to only have 6 turnovers in 92 minutes in the last 2 games. And the responsibility he has to be able to score, to be able to pass, and defend going up against CJ and Dame. He's done a phenomenal job for the Denver Nuggets.
6 for 6 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter, 11 for 11 from the free throw line of the game. Also very impressive. Very impressive as in Nikola Jokic. 4 triple-doubles now this postseason, leads all NBA players, but also approaching history, the only player with more triple-doubles in their first playoffs, Magic Johnson, when he had 5
We're talking about the Tom Brady of the NBA,
Hey,
the Joker right
go.
there. He is diming people up. When you watch this big guy play, he never gets in a hurry. First of all, at 7 foot with his ability to see over the defense, when you switch against him and he knows the double team's coming, he passes the ball before the double team gets there, find a wide open Will Barton for a 3, and then right here on the step up in the pick and roll right there. Easy play, sets a good screen. Again, shooter comes off, wide open shot. Here's Jokic popping at the 3, and boom, I'm going to pump fake you, Cantor, get into the guts of the defense, draw the defense, and kick it out again for a wide open 3. And this is my favorite play right here. He throws the offensive player open, Gary Harris. He wasn't initially open. He saw Steph Curry had his head turned. He led him perfect, and that's what we call throwing a guy open. So when you look at the big fella, with his ability to keep you off balance, pump fake you, take you from the 3, and make passes, he is a true quarterback in a true sense because he's always looking to give the rock up.
Yeah, you make it seem like those should count for 6 points like they're touchdowns. That's how you sound, Sam.
Absolutely.
C.J. McCollum, Damian Lillard, also great, 29 points and 28 points. So it's not like Portland didn't have their 2 best players step up. They played well.
They did play well once again, Chris, and we know they can score. They combined for 57 points, as you mentioned. But I think the key to this series for Portland, if they're going to come into Denver and get a win and take back home court advantage, is to slow down Jamal Murray. He's had 34 points 2 games in a row, and as you guys know, this has been an issue for Portland before. Who's going to get stops? Who's going to guard Jamal Murray and slow him down? The Blazers need to figure that out before Game 5.
Oh, you mentioned at Game 5, we have 2 series tied at 2-2. TNT Tuesday night. A lot of twos there, fellas. 10:30 is the tip for that Portland-Denver game. And, of course, Philadelphia and Toronto going to play earlier that night as well. So Tuesday, a huge night in the NBA. LeBron James talking shop and Magic Johnson next. You want to hear what he has to say? You're watching Game Time.